Hey everyone. Whoa. Sorry, my tripod almost just fell. I know, guys. We just gotta wait like a couple minutes. Just give it like a few minutes, let them join, and then we'll start the live. This should be a fun one. Hey guys.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Good, how are you?
We're good.
Thank you for joining the live. You're the first guys who are brave enough to do one.
Really? This is the first time I've ever been on Instagram Live at all.
I know. It's cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun for sure.
I've never even done a story. That's how lame I am.
You got to get on it.
Never done a story. I just post. Very rarely, though.
You got to get on your Instagram game.
I know.
We're trying. That's why we're here today. We're trying to improve it.
Good, good. I'm glad I can help. So what have you guys been up to the past, how long has it been, 10 years or maybe longer?
It's been definitely at least 10, probably more than any of us would like to admit, but
Wow.
But yeah, it's been probably over 10 years, and you know, Jordan and I had just moved out here when that whole thing happened pretty organically. But we moved out here to make films and things like that. So we're working on a film right now that is going to be coming out very soon. So, but if you follow us on our Instagrams, there'll be more information coming out about it.
Yeah, definitely let me know. What's it about? Can you give us a sneak peek about it or all the
Sure. It's called Be Like Trees, and it's a very self-reflective movie about basically what the hell am I doing with my life, and do I want to change course, or do I want to go further into what I'm doing? And it's all about we have a painting business called Canvas Assassins that you can also follow on Instagram, but that's a storyline in it, and it's really it's about being an artist or an entrepreneur and the struggles and obstacles that come with that, and basically about not giving up.
Oh, that's awesome. That's such a good backstory to it. Sounds great.
And if you're Hills fans, we actually make fun of the whole being on the Hills thing in the film.
So I can guarantee you everyone on here is a Hills fan, so they're excited.
Nice.
Where did you guys
Thank you for
move
being
from?
fans, Joe. What's that?
Where did you guys move from? Or did you move together or did you meet in LA?
No, so I'm from North Carolina, and he's originally from Queens, New York.
Okay.
We actually met after I was playing, I was in college at Appalachian State, and basically after playing 1 year of baseball, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I moved up to New York, and we actually met in an MTV audition room for Damage Control. It was a show. It was an improv show. It used to be on MTV. Do you remember it?
I think I do.
It's where the parents would go out of town and they would leave the kid at the house, and then random people would come to the house, and we would just see what could happen, like if we could get in the house or.
Yeah.
And I will say, so yeah, I met him in an audition room, and he had this like big ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get to this story.
He had a big ridiculous hat on, and no joke, this is too funny. I had just read a book, Breaking into Acting for Dummies, as silly as that sounds, and it said don't wear ridiculous props. So the first thing I ever said to this guy was like, hey, I wouldn't wear that hat. I read a book. I know what I'm talking about.
Hey, and it worked. I think I took the hat off, and we ended up getting the show, and we were always booked on the show together. So we just
So that's how we met.
Yeah, that's how we met.
So did that help you get cast on the Hills at all, do you think? Because you were already kind of involved with MTV?
I think it helped because basically what was happening, unbeknownst to us, was in California, because we were in New York at the time, Lauren and MTV were trying to like put a show around her, and they were interviewing people that were in her life. So then when we moved out there, completely separate from anything with MTV, we just happened to actually, the first guy friend of ours was Talon.
Okay.
And So we met Jason and Frankie and all these people, and Lauren and Heidi, and then they actually started dating. And so then when MTV said, oh, let's meet these new guys you're hanging out with, they're like, oh, Brian and Jordan from New York, who just did this show called Damage Control. So it was just all very, it was like one of those things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I remember being a senior in high school watching Laguna Beach. I remember when it first came on. And then like a year and a half, 2 years later, we're on the follow-up show to that. It was crazy. It was a whirlwind.
Yeah, I can imagine, definitely. So, Jordan, one of the most asked questions is, what happened to the dog Bella?
Yeah, all right. So, you know what's funny is I don't remember the girl's name. I know she was on the hills. She had long, dark hair, and she was one of Heidi's friends early on.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember her name, but I think she went to USC. And I ran into her, I want to say, probably 5 to 6 years after the show. I don't know where we were, but anyways, I ran into her, and she just goes, hey, I've got your dog. And I'm like, what? She was like, yeah, I guess Heidi had given her the dog. I don't know the story, but basically, yeah, I found out that she was with someone else. And I knew it was Heidi, one of Heidi's old friends. So I didn't know any more to the story, but yes. I think Heidi gave the dog to one of her friends.
Okay.
I don't know why. Not much juice there, but I do know someone.
You got to come up with a better story.
I don't know her name.
You got to make a better story about that dog.
Yeah, but that's the
Everybody
truth.
asks about this dog.
It's the truth.
So I like to think season 1 wasn't that scripted. How wrong am I?
You're right.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't scripted. I would say it was manipulated.
Okay.
Like when we were filming, first of all, we didn't know what it was. It wasn't necessarily a show about Lauren and these girls. It was just this thing we were filming. We didn't really know what it was yet. And but it would be the type of thing, let's say we're hanging out right now, and I'm telling him about, hey, I just had this bad day, and this is what happened to me. Then a producer would be like, okay, that was fun. Now talk about what you think the argument Jason and Lauren got in. And then and I just want to say this, we would never really get to talk about, I mean, you could talk about, of course, what you wanted to talk about, but come on. And look, much respect to the way they cut it all together. But the point is it was like a manipulated reality, not scripted, but for instance, you might see us go out one night and then the next morning you see us like, oh, we're hungover. But that's like 6 months apart.
Oh, wow.
We filmed for about a year, right?
And here's what I wanted to say. So there's something I said on an episode once where I said to Jordan, I said, have you had a threesome with Lauren and Heidi yet? Come on.
Yeah.
And I said that completely joking around because somebody kept saying, come on, say something, give me something.
Right.
So of course the one kind of thing that they could be like, what a douchebag. I'm like, of course, that's,
Of course.
So things like that.
It's good editing. It's great editing.
But they did a fantastic job. I'm not trying to hate on the show at all. It was good the way they did it.
Yeah. So
it's honestly mind-blowing. Like, even still to this day, every other day people come up to me recognizing me from that show, and Brian too. It's kind of crazy. Over a decade ago, and it's just still there. It was a big show.
I was gonna ask if you still get recognized, and do they recognize you immediately?
Yes. Well, it happens always. It's always a little different, but I kind of know when it's happening, and I'm flattered. I mean, I think it's funny. I guess I look kind of the same, except I just don't have big orange hair. But it happens to him all the time too. He's got crazy stories.
Well, what's always crazy about it is it's like an out of left field thing. I was in Vegas, and all of a sudden somebody started screaming at the top of their lungs and then fainted. And I'm not even making that up. It sounds like I'm making that up, and I was there to do comedy. I do stand-up comedy. And I thought it was one of my comedian friends playing a prank, but this girl was freaking out because she was such a fan.
Wow.
And that'll happen just randomly, you'd be getting gas and somebody's like, but a lot of times you look familiar, I'm not sure from where, and they keep trying to place it in their mind, and then it's always almost 9 times out of 10. It's always the hills, and then the one time it's not, if I say, well, it was. Have you ever seen the hills? And they're like, no, you were at Bob's wedding. You threw up all over the cake, ruined everything. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how you know me.
And you do college tours, right?
What's that?
You do college tours with Damien from Mean Girls, right?
I did this year. Yeah. I absolutely love Daniel Franzese. He's amazing. He's hilarious. Go check out. He's still touring. He's like an animal. He like doesn't stop. And he's amazing. So go check out the tour if he's coming to your city. And I want to do more of that stuff. Right now, we've been focusing on this film, Be Like Trees, and finishing it because we're just trying to get this out there. But I love doing stand up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that what brought you to LA, or did you kind of fall into? I know you said acting, but was comedy always kind of there too?
Yeah, my whole thing, to be honest with you, I said no to the hills. I didn't want to do it because I had a strict no reality show mentality. So when I was in New York, I was going to like the School of Film and Television and doing like theater and things like that. And then the MTV, the Damage Control show where I met Jordan, that was the first time where people said, hey, you should go to California for acting. And I always knew I wanted to like make my own films and do stand-up. So when I first got out here, I started doing all that stuff, and the hills felt like a curveball because all I heard was reality show. And so I said no, and they started filming the show in my apartment with Jordan, and they kept saying, come on, do it. And then finally they said they'd film me doing stand-up at the Laugh Factory. So I said, okay, I'll do it. But make a long story short, I always wanted to do comedy. I always wanted to make my own comedy films. And same with Jordan. So like Adam Sandler, Judd Apatow, Seth Rogen. So that's kind of always been my dreams and my ambitions. The Hill was a complete unexpected thing that, as he said, still to this day it lives. And but that's cool, you know. It's cool to be a part of something that everybody seems to, remember. So
yeah, it's Laguna and the Hills are kind of the first docudrama reality shows. So were you guys kind of bummed you weren't on other seasons, or did you kind of figure once you and Heidi broke up, Jordan, that you wouldn't be on it?
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, the only thing I was bummed about is we didn't go to the wrap, right? The premiere, the final wrap of it. That was the only thing bummed. But no, I mean, as soon as Heidi and I broke up, it was like, why have us again? I mean, and plus Brian and I we didn't provide the good drama and the juiciness that they wanted. We
never wanted to say anything bad about anybody.
Yeah, like we just weren't right for that show.
I don't think
we were
getting
a lot of drama.
Mm-hmm.
But just to be totally honest, there's definitely a part of you that wonders, like, wow, what would have happened had we been on 5 seasons of that show? Because that's a normal thought. But for the most part, it was this fun thing, and it was amazing, and it is what it was, and it's been a positive experience. And with the occasional mean comment on Instagram from people.
I know.
You
people
guys
love to say, they go, I don't remember them. That's fine. I don't remember me either.
Well, I remember you, so don't worry.
I appreciate that.
A lot of people are asking about your dates with Audrina, Brian. Were those pretty heavily scripted, or no? Or
no. So just to give you the whole truth and nothing but the truth, the way that went down is, so people have to remember, right? Here we are, we're all new to LA, here to pursue our dreams, and now we're filming this show. To be totally honest, I don't know what I should or shouldn't say, but it's like, but just basically, my friends were trying to set me up with the single friends in the group. So Audrina was, one of the friends in the group. So we just kind of started to like hang out, and it was never anything serious. Like, it was just more, you're having fun. And then MTV found out, okay, maybe there's something there between them. Mm-hmm. And we went on a date, and it was all just very innocent and like, hey, this is fun. And it wasn't scripted. Like, we really were hanging out, and
he was really drinking green apple socias.
Which was by a joke. I don't think sometimes my humor translates. People are like, what a tool bag. You ordered a green apple sauce. I'm like, that's the joke, people. That's the joke. But no, we really were just like in real life, how somebody says, hey, meet my friend Audrina. You guys go out, you know, you have fun. But it was never like, we're like, you know, seriously dating. And, you know, to be honest with you, I was in a very serious relationship right before I moved out here, and we were broken up. But I actually didn't want to date Lauren, Audrina, anybody, because I was so scared that my girlfriend that I still was in love with back home would see this and be like, so yeah, it was all fun. It was fun. Nothing was like heavy, like dating, except for this guy in Heidi. That was some real stuff. I was eating popcorn for that one.
Oh man.
Oh, buddy, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Do you guys still talk to anyone from the show, Jason or Talon, or
Yeah,
you know, me or?
I still chat with Talon here and there. We're both really good friends with Frankie Delgado, who was on a bunch of seasons, 5 seasons, I believe.
Yeah, 5 seasons.
5 seasons.
5 seasons.
It reminds us that
You're
5,
right.
not 5. But Talon, Frankie, I see Brody out every once in a while, and he's always really nice. I actually randomly had somebody FaceTime me from Sundance with Audrina recently to say hi. But yeah, you know, everybody else is married with like kids, and you know, they're adults. I'm not an adult. Maybe he's an adult.
I'm not an adult.
I'm not an adult.
No, not yet.
Not yet. I'm waiting 30 more days. 30 more days.
So you guys mentioned Canvas Assassins. How'd you get into that? Has art always been a passion too?
Yeah, both Brian and I, we've painted since we were little, and that was just another thing we had in common. And even on the show, there's a lot of our paintings. We did like a behind the scenes part of that show. You know, I guess it was like an extra on the bonus DVDs or something like that. Or it was either like a modified version of MTV's Cribs. But yeah, we had all of our painting in there. So we painted a little bit, but really it was a cool story how that all came about.
There's a painting right there.
Oh yeah, that's Jordan. That painting is what started Canvas.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought that was your TV. I'm like, why are they showing me like their TV with the guy?
I figure we're talking about paintings. Might as well show you one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but basically, we both always loved painting. And the Canvas Assassin thing was, why not like do something together and put our portfolios online, and it's just kind of friends and family. People started requesting paintings from us. So it's just been this like organic thing that evolved just from the love of, literally both love painting just since childhood. My mother was a painter. She used to like teach painting out of our house. So
yeah.
good blood.
When did you realize that like The Hills was a big deal after it premiered and everything? When was the moment where it was like, wow, I'm a part of something big?
That's a great question. Right now.
Right
10 years later?
Well, actually, when the girl fainted in Vegas, I think that was and I'll say this, I feel awful saying this, but I'm going to say it because it's the truth. And don't we all want the truth, everybody?
We do. Everybody wants you to spill tea.
What's that?
I said everyone wants you to spill the tea, so.
She said, and I quote, ladies and gentlemen, "This is cooler than the time I met Snoop Dogg."
And Snoop Dogg is really cool.
As the EMTs revived her.
And this is a true story. This is a very true story.
I'm glad that you hung around to make sure she was okay.
Oh my God, of course. Well, actually, the story evolved. So my friend, because I said I was there doing comedy, I really thought I was being pranked. I swear to God, especially being on prank shows. Like I thought there's no way this is real. And then it just was so classic, his delivery. I'm still in disbelief, and I go, "This isn't happening." And my friend goes, "This is happening." It was just so funny.
Oh man.
But so anyway, she showed up again later on that evening. Apparently, people were then following us. So it's a funny thing. So that's where I would say it, like it's hit me in moments like that where you go, wow, like Okay.
And early on, I remember, this is before the show came out. I believe it was before the show came out. Remember we had that psychiatrist appointment with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, before the show came out, we had this 1 hour like psychiatrist appointment with an MTV psychiatrist or something about prepping for what's to come. I
Oh,
remember
wow.
like, what?
Well, what he said was, as soon as you're on a show like this, people will talk about you in a way online where you're not a human being anymore. Like, they'll just write the meanest thing. Like, and you have to be mentally prepared for that, because it's crazy what people will write about you from just seeing like a snip of something, just hilarious. What are you reading?
I'm trying to read some of the things at the bottom.
Yeah, somebody wants to know, I mean, if you guys were surprised that Lauren and Heidi's friendship ended.
Josh Hoffman.
I didn't even know their friendship ended. Did it end?
It ended? Like, officially?
I mean, I think they had a pretty big breakup on the show, so.
I've never seen an episode of the show other than the first season.
I didn't even see the very last episode of the final season.
Okay.
Never watched it.
Wait, the last one?
10th episode.
You've never seen that?
Never saw it, because I think on the 9th episode is when I cry. I break down and cry. And let me just tell you, all right?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Let me just set up this scenario, okay? I get a call. I'm going. It's like a random thing in the morning, like, hey, come over to Lauren and Heidi's place. And I'm like, okay. So I got there really early in the morning. And I remember they started stopping me. Right when I arrived, they stopped me in the garage. And it was like, it took forever for me to get to the garage stuff. That they kept holding me back. I'm like, what is happening? It just felt weird. Something was off. And then when I walked in the apartment, I just remember Lauren was sitting on the couch just kind of looking at me. And really, I mean, so imagine, I'm 20, I think I'm 20 or 21 at the time. But it was just the weight of everything. All of a sudden, here's this person. Yeah, we've been dating. I don't got a big hat on.
I still have the book.
But anyways, I just walk into this place, and it's like it wasn't even my stuff that was piled up together. It was like it was like Lauren's bags and everything's kind of piled up to make it look like I was living there. But yeah, I just walked in, and I just remember it was like just so much emotion. I just started bawling. I cry very easily. I'm Star Spangled Banner.
Hey.
I cried.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. We all
I
cried with
too.
you.
I cried too.
I know.
I cried earlier today.
We all
Probably
cried.
gonna cry later.
Don't worry.
But yeah, that was a wild experience. But so I think that happens on the 9th episode, and I didn't.
Come on, everybody gets broken up on national television for all to see.
Yeah, right. I guess that's a normal thing.
I think it made people like you more, honestly.
Well, it was real. I mean,
Yeah.
those tears were definitely real.
Yeah.
It was just the weight of everything. All these people in there with cameras on me, being completely silent. And she's like, has Bella, our dog, beside her. She's like, I can't do this anymore. And I was just like, dude. I know. I saw Josh Hoffman. Oh, Caleb.
Oh, hey, Caleb.
Hey, Caleb.
Yeah, feel free to answer any questions you guys see.
You know, did I know it was coming?
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't know it was coming, but I definitely thought something was up that morning. Did you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're going so fast.
I know.
Hell, Hoffman. Hair game
Hair game
You're
strong.
such a geek. Oh, man. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Who's better?
Yeah, you can kind of scroll through too. So if you
Very
missed it, you can scroll.
We can go back and answer.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right, we'll go back and answer. Do you like Heidi's mom?
Yeah, I actually went to Crested Butte and visited their whole family and stayed there for like a week. Everybody was so nice.
Oh, he was ambushed.
Ambushed.
Somebody wrote, "Were you ambushed?"
Oh no.
Big ambush.
My favorite memory back then. You guys actually. I need my glasses. Hold on.
Oh god, now you really
It's moving
sound
too
old.
fast. I'm just like,
Do you think Heidi's different now, and if so, what way? Not sure. I haven't
I
talked to
don't
her.
know. I haven't talked to her in a long time.
Darlene is
Darlene is
awesome.
awesome. She is awesome. She's
Who
great.
do you think changed the most since the beginning of the show? Heidi. At least us.
Yeah.
Were you aware of Jason's drug problem when he was with Lauren?
Pass.
Yes, but he's doing a very
Was
good
it really
job
16?
with his life right
Was it
now. I'm
really
extremely
16?
proud of him. Anything about you and Heidi's relationship that was portrayed on the show or exaggerated?
Yeah, I didn't tell her ever. I never tell anyone to shut up in a mean way. It would be like, shut up. It was never mean. That was a dub. That was a dub voice. Voiceover.
How was your time on the American High School movie, Brian? And do you have a copy that I could have?
So do you want to hear? There's actually a great story behind that. So as I said, I was really out here for acting and comedy, and all these jokers are doing these reality shows. So Talon said to me, Talon was cast as like the lead in this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was my roommate at the time. So he said, this movie shooting in Palm Springs, will you drive down with me, hang out for like the weekend? It's going to be fun. We're staying at this like pool resort at this, hotel complex. All the cast and crew are going. So I'm like, sure, this sounds amazing, right? And so I go there, I meet everybody, like the people making this movie, the executive producers, the director, the cast, everybody. And I'm just Talon's friend. And we're all hanging out in the pool that day, and I'm just, hanging out, whatever. Maybe being loud, maybe drinking shots of tequila, and, being very loud.
Being very loud and drinking lots of shots of tequila.
So anyway, next thing I know, the directors and producers of the movie come up to me and said, hey, there's this role in this movie of a guy, and I feel embarrassed, but the name of the role was Johnny Awesome. And they said, we need this like loud, life of the party kind of guy, and we cast another person for it, but we're just hanging out at the pool thinking you should be the guy. Can you stay here for the next month and a half and film this role in this movie? So I said,
wait, is Talon in
sure.
here?
Talon just said hi to you guys. He joined the
Hey, Talon! I'm just telling the American high school story, Talon. So, how many people are in this thing?
Can Talon join in on the live?
People.
Can Talon join the live?
I can't invite more than one person, unfortunately.
All right, well, Talon, just know we wish you were here in video form. But basically, they said, could you stay here and film this movie? And I basically ended up wearing like Talon's clothes and filming this movie. And to be honest with you, we basically improv every line in the script. It was like, a little bit of free for all. So that's how it was a completely unexpected thing. And it just happened. It's a great example of life. You just never know.
Right.
You got to be friends with people like Talon Torero from Laguna Beach. Otherwise, cool things will not happen in your life.
Great guy.
Great guy. One of my
Great
favorite
jawline.
human beings.
Unbelievable jawline.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Was there any...
Talon, you got to do this. You got to do this.
No, I am not married and I have no kids.
Oh, Talon. I'm waiting for a proposal.
Real men, they trade stocks and bonds. I trade old PS4 games for new PS4 games. Just so we're clear there. How come Talon wasn't on the show? Talon was too big at the time. He was only taking movie. Why wasn't Talon on The Hills? I don't know. I think Talon was, Talon was like a movie star. He was off to bigger and better things. He didn't want to hang out with us lowly Hills types after his success.
Was there anybody who was a lot different once the cameras turned off that we'd be, you don't have to give names, but surprised that they're different or that?
Wait, I'm so sorry. Say that again.
Is there anybody who we'd be surprised to know is like very different once the cameras turn off? You don't have to give names if you don't want, but
no. Honestly, honestly, as I said, our education's limited because we really only watched season 1,
right?
Which sounds awful and like, but come on. I'm watching Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm,
or Southern Charm. You love Southern Charm.
Southern Charm's a good show.
And I gotta admit, I watched a couple episodes over here, and I was in. I was immediately.
I relate to the chef character.
I've never watched it, but I think I have to now.
You gotta check it out.
It'll hook you.
It's those Bravo shows.
Those Bravo.
I know.
Vanderpump Rules. Gotta get in on all this.
I just started Vanderpump Rules, so
okay.
It's been a wild ride.
I saw somebody wrote, would you ever be on the show The Bachelor? And it's funny, my dear friend Brian Abasolo one love on the Bachelorette with Rachel. And so it's random that somebody that I know in real life actually went on there and actually fell in love and got married. But like I said, I didn't even want to do The Hills because it was a reality-ish thing. So I'm very excited more about making films and putting those out into the universe. But secretly, I do want to do The Bachelor. I think it would be so much fun. Who doesn't want 30 people competing for you? I don't know if I'd want to be one of the competitors, though. That'd be, you know.
That's a lot of pressure.
Imagine getting eliminated on the first day. You put your job on hiatus. You got the nice suit. You didn't even get 10 minutes out by the fire, and now you're going home. No, I can't be that guy.
You gotta go. Someone wants to know if you guys ever met Spencer.
Yes. And he was almost getting in a fight the time I met him. That's the only time I think I ever met him, was once at a party in like Malibu when I first moved out here. Maybe another time too, but that's really it. Jordan, did you ever meet Spencer?
I think at Area, and it was with an altercation.
Oh yeah, didn't you guys get into it one night?
Yeah, I didn't get into it with him, but seemed to be an altercation, and Jason Jenkins was there. That's all I really remember. But we didn't get into it, but it was...
So apparently there was an altercation.
I want to know more about it. But you don't have to if you don't remember.
There really wasn't, though.
There
was something going on. I don't know.
Any meeting with him was brief, and it was way before the whole show, really, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About it.
So knowing everything you know now, the way you guys were portrayed and everything, do you think you were portrayed pretty fairly, or do you wish you had, different storylines or anything like that?
We're definitely the type of people that everything happens for a reason. I don't really have much. I mean, it would have been nice if they put my stand-up comedy set from the Laugh Factory on the actual show. It is on the bonus features of the DVD, but DVDs are like dinosaurs now anyways, I guess, so.
And we were also...
Oh, I have them all.
Oh, do you? Okay, nice. Going strong with the DVD game.
We talked about Two Dudes in a Dream a lot.
But you know what?
But it wasn't part of their story.
It just is what it is. It's nothing. I got... like I said, it's only positive vibes. I've never had anybody come up to me on the street and punch me, so that's good.
Yeah,
that's positive.
And also, like we said, we just filmed for a year or a year and a half, and without even really knowing that the show was going to be centered around 4 girls. Like, it was just filming us doing everything all the time. So, it was kind of like once they got all the footage, we were like, ooh. It was just an editing decision, or they decided like we're going to make it about these 4 girls. And
short answer, nah. We're cool.
Did you guys get paid well for the show, or no? $0?
I remember, so they offered me a contract that would pay me $1,000 for the entire season. At the time, as I said to people, I was auditioning for TV shows and movies, and I had a couple parts on nothing major, but. The point is I didn't want to sign a contract that locked me into a reality show for $1,000. So all I ever ended up signing was a release form saying that they could use my image.
Wow.
Film. So everybody made their money in like future seasons. The show became. If you want to know a regret, I wish we would have made some more money. That would have
made the money.
Is that same for you too, Jordan? You didn't.
No, I took the $1,000.
I said keep it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to be that guy.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I don't remember why I took it. I just remember thinking, $1,000 for doing this. Fine, sure, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
I was insulted.
It's in syndication. Like, it's crazy if you think about it. I wish I'd have made more money, and I wish social media would have been around. That's the other big thing. It's like, there wasn't. Facebook was brand new, I think. So we missed the whole part of gaining followers or anything. We missed that whole time.
Missed the boat.
Yeah.
I remember a while back.
Moments like this, and these are the moments that count,
Oh, I'm so glad you guys are here, though. I remember it was probably a while back, Brian, you posted something about a MySpace party. And I was like, oh, I wish I could have gone to that.
That's right. That's what was around when the show was out. It was MySpace. And God, it's crazy to think about life before Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but it wasn't that long ago. But yeah, MySpace. We were doing MySpace parties.
I know.
I remember I met Tom from MySpace once. I wonder what he's up to these days. Tom, if you ever see this, hello. But yeah, so
MySpace top 5.
What else
top
can
5
we?
was hilarious.
I'm just curious, what song was on your mind? I don't remember.
Last Call.
Topic. Oh, like your music?
Yeah, I think so.
So good. MySpace will always be better than music.
Did it hurt when you fell down the stairs, Jordan?
Yes, and that really happened.
It looked like a pretty serious fall.
Oh, it was. It was.
Wow, I can't get over to Jordan's. I can't keep up with all.
No, we didn't fight.
Yeah, you guys did great answering as many questions as you could. Everyone just wants to know if you're both single, so.
I'm not. I have a beautiful girlfriend that attends Columbia University. She's in the acting program there. She's amazing. She has no social media. Her name's Angel.
Is her name really Angel?
Angel, yes.
Wow.
Angelique. She's amazing.
Well, allow me to say that they're a lovely couple. She's an amazing girl. I totally approve. And I can cook. I'm really good at cooking, and I'm single.
Was there a, what was that?
I meant to say I'm single and I'm really good at cooking, but I messed it up. I had a what do they call it? A mental blip.
Someone
asked if there was really a sex tape.
I don't know. I never.
Sex tape with you?
No. With you're talking about Lauren, right?
Yeah.
Was it with Jason or with Brody?
Jason.
Oh, I have no idea. I never saw it. If there was.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any sex tape.
Yeah. I don't know.
This sounds like something. Hey Brian. Hey. That reminds me of Jerry. I've gotten Jerry O'Connell my whole life. Jason Bateman.
Oh, I could see Jason Bateman.
There's like 5 people that I always get. Did Lauren ever do coke with Jason? Now she's into Pepsi. All you guys kept up with 0 of the guys. You guys are awesome. You're awesome.
You're awesome. Heidi's surgeries. I don't know much about them, but I know that she was quite different after all of them.
Get it with Jason. Jason Bateman, yes.
Burn. I didn't burn.
You guys should also check out Cinedopes, a web series I made about the first movie theater that sells weed. It's on YouTube. All out there for free. I did it with comedian Ben Glebe, who is hilarious. You should follow him.
I remember him. He was on Chelsea Lately a lot. I remember him.
Yeah. So me and him did a web series together about it's just like a wacky comedy on YouTube. It's like Cinedopes, like cinema, but dopes. CINEDOPES.
Okay.
But check that out, y'all.
So what's your favorite filming memory? If you were to go back, watch season 1, what are you glad was on camera? What are you glad that's immortalized on television?
Somebody said, "Can I get a shout out?" But then it went up before I could even see. Shout out to the person. Shout out. Can I get a shout out? Maria. It was Maria. Marin. It goes so fast over here.
You can scroll through. You can kind of like put your finger and like scroll around.
Oh my God, don't read into the Pepsi joke. Lauren is like the biggest goody two-shoes. That was my way of saying no, she does not do coke. So do not read into that at all. Absolutely not.
Oh, Lord.
So wait, what am I doing?
You can scroll.
Oh, you can scroll down. Scroll back.
Oh, okay. What did we do for work and jobs during that time? Believe it or not, I was making pretty good money doing commercials, and we also would get paid to just go out and make appearances. People would actually pay you just to be able to advertise from MTV's The Hills. What was I looking for?
Gin Bunny. Wait a minute. Gin Bunny Jen.
Is that the one who has
Honestly,
She might have been the one with the long dark hair that got
yeah, she probably.
So anybody asking these questions about coke or drugs, Jordan and I are very square. We don't do coke. We don't do drugs. So usually if you're not the person doing them, you don't know who's doing it. So we can't answer any of these questions. And I was making a joke about the Pepsi. All right. Marina. Okay, Marina, shout out to you.
Jen Bunny. That was it.
Underage. I was 26 when I filmed The Hills.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were, that's the thing. People think like we're from Hollywood Hills, or I'm from Queens, New York. We had literally moved to LA and we're here for maybe a week when all of a sudden we started filming the show. Maybe 2 weeks. So we weren't rich kids and we weren't from here.
It was all random.
And we didn't crash that Teen Vogue party.
We didn't. We were told to come.
We were invited, told to sit there.
Now, this whole live started because I posted a picture of Jordan with Kristen and Lauren.
Well,
kind of.
You edited me out, and I was like, wait a minute.
The first time I cropped you out because I thought you were someone else.
Oh, really?
I did. I thought you were Polster from Laguna Beach.
Polster?
Yeah, he wasn't really like a main
Hello,
character.
Toronto.
But, so would you party with basically a lot of the cast members from Laguna, and you guys all kind of hung out together?
When we first got out here, we partied with everybody.
Everybody.
We were like thrown into that whole scene, so it's like you meet everybody out and about. Somebody just asked, Jordan and I have known each other for like 15 years now, or something like that.
Wow.
We met in New York, way before The Hills.
Mm-hmm.
How did you tolerate Heidi for that long?
Heidi was great. She was completely...
We met in an audition room. Y'all tell us more about the Teen Vogue party.
Teen Vogue party.
And yes, I'm 37. Tell no one.
33.
But the Teen Vogue party? We were invited, told to sit there, and then the episode comes out. It makes it look like we're crashing the party and sitting where we're not.
There's also fake drama with John Paul, JP. Don't you remember?
With you and JP?
Me and JP.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
me and JP played basketball together. There was no drama there. It was all manipulated.
Who's the better basketball player
Oh, come on.
between the two of you?
Come on.
Usually it's the person who doesn't need to tell you who's better. You can say it.
I just said, but you kind of do. Listen, here's the deal. Brian, props. I played college. We played each other back in the day, and he beat me.
What was the score?
15-0. But I gotta say that football player.
15-0.
He was just.
He's really good.
He didn't miss a shot. He was a freak of nature. He was in his prime. Basketball.
Actually, you can go on YouTube and look at me dunking from almost a day.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I think we know. I'm sorry, Jordan. I think we know.
Someone wrote, how did you get into painting? We've both been painting, drawing, and doing art since childhood. Just one of those things you just love doing, and I've always done it.
Yeah, we were at Clifton's. Have an awesome tree running up the center of that place. That's a really cool bar.
Were things as bad as they made it to seem between LC and Jason? I mean, I think when you're that age and you're in love, they took drama that wasn't even drama, and you take actual young love drama, you can make it seem that much more intense. So they're both wonderful people, and I'm sure of it, but they definitely had their trials and tribulations for sure, like we all do.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last Kelly, you are frozen on mine.
I just wasn't talking. Someone thought I was frozen. I was just listening.
You're frozen on ours.
You're frozen on ours.
Oh, am I?
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's bad weather here.
Okay. Where are you at?
I'm in Nashville.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's because I have...
Karina dissed me. She didn't diss me. Maybe I.
I know everyone's commenting frozen. Yes, I get it. I'm frozen, but I'm still here.
Kelly, you asked a really good question.
James, force of nature.
About editing. Yeah. I didn't mind. I mean, listen. I never... You guys, favorite, least favorite moment from your time on the show? Moment getting to go to gifting and getting free things.
LAX or Ladue?
Ladue.
Hands down. Nothing like Ladue ever. And
Was it
probably never
awkward
will.
watching yourself on TV? It's awkward watching myself in this Instagram feed. It's awkward to watch ourselves or hear ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Justin.
Same circle.
Hey, Justin! A good real estate agent.
Oh, Justin.
Follow Justin Smith, a.k.a. Instagram. Guy's a great real estate agent. It's going to get you what you need.
So in case I get cut out because of this awful weather, well, you guys are up to now. When is your movie going to be released? Do you have any?
So we don't have a date, but follow both of us on Instagram. There is a Be Like Trees Instagram you can start to follow. But right now we're literally just putting the finishing on it, and we still have a couple things we need to film and do. It's not done. It's very close to completion. Be updating our social media, but especially if you're a Hills fan in the movie, and we completely make fun of being on the show and all that stuff. So just follow us online, and there will be updates coming, I would say, in the next month or so.
And how can I get a Canvas Assassin?
Oh yeah,
This is the guy to talk to right here.
Yeah, well, I'll
Okay.
DM you and just see which one you want. But yeah, anybody want paintings, custom paintings from us? Let us know.
Follow us on Instagram. This is my hat that I wear.
And I plug you guys and make sure everybody follows it because you guys are really talented.
Oh,
thank you so much. We really do appreciate the positive support.
Absolutely. And thank you guys so much for joining. I don't know if I'm still frozen, but if I am, I'm sorry. Southern storms are no joke.
yeah, of course. I'll paint cats, whatever you need.
Anybody that I'm seeing people that
Paintings.
want paintings, contact us through Canvas Assassins, the website or the Instagram. We'd love to hook y'all up with dope paintings.
Yeah, and I'll put it in my story too so people know where to go.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for joining. You're always welcome back.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do it again.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Bye, everybody.